But if you have achieved that level of success, what are some things, because you're better at it than I am, I think, what are some things other than just like taking a shooting a reel on vacation that you can do to show your lifestyle? Do you have any insight for the listener, Andre?
Yeah, you have to look back at your past, first of all. All the things that you were not able to accomplish back then because of X motive, you had a full-time job or whatever, or you were in debt, whatever, right? You have to look back then and see what has changed from them there to right now. Okay. For example, I was never able to go to soccer activities with my daughter, you know, and that's something that I wish I did her first 5 years of her life, but I couldn't do it because I was always working, right? But now I'm able to use that in my content, and I now I'm every single week I'm there for practices for her. So those little things you have to look at the past and then see what changed for right now. Vacations, right? Vacations is another great way because yeah, I go to Mexico almost every year. You also have vacations planned and you go to on different places. But it's like you have to use those opportunities to create content with those types. And the main thing is you have to record your progress, right? If you make it over there, I know I'm very active on my stories sometimes, and I just try to basically show people what I do, like, yeah, I'm enjoying time with my family. I'm showing you guys what I'm doing. But I'm not selling anything, like actively on my stories. I'm just basically recording my life. And that's a great way to create your content as well.
Yeah, and that's a great thing to do is while you're documenting, while you're creating, while you're talking about progress in your journey, or even if you're just simply giving tips or advice or value, if you will, you can use these experiences that you've been able to give yourself as a background for your content. And that's something that I try to do a lot. If I am creating a piece of content, I might be sitting in my office, but I might strategically put my awards behind me in the video. But let's say I need to change it up a little bit. And I think, well, I've posted too many videos of just me in my office that's starting to get boring. Well, I might shoot a video in my truck, or I might shoot a video standing next to my truck outside. Well, what am I doing? I'm trying to get that truck in the story, even though I'm not simply saying, hey, look at this truck I won from affiliate marketing, but it's in the background. It's showing, hey, I have a pretty nice truck. It's my
Mhm.
dream truck. I can't believe, 10 years ago, I never would have thought I would have had a truck as nice as I do. So I keep that in the background of my story just to kind of show that it's there. We happened to fly, first class the other time on our last trip. So I just took a couple of pictures. I'm not sitting here saying, hey, look at me sitting in first class or anything, but I might use that picture and put some sort of quote or tip or bit of my story just in text over it, just to show like,
Yeah.
hey, this is real. This is the lifestyle, going Christmas tree shopping,
Yeah.
just all of those things that show like, hey, I have time to do this. We're doing fun things that gets noticed without directly saying, hey, look at me, here's what I'm doing. It just becomes the background. And your narrative is still, hey, affiliate marketing, opportunity, whatever it
Right.
is that you're selling, right?
But also, another great piece of content is reminiscing about the past. For example, you're in Cancun by the beach. You can literally create a piece of content, be like, wow, man, look where I'm at right now. You're basically just talking to yourself. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Look how far I made it. Back in the day, I couldn't even do this. Back in the day, I was working 40 plus hours a week to get paid $3,000, and
Right.
now I make $3,000 at the beach. You get me? Reminiscing about the past and how far you've gone is a great way for you to uh, um, be a little more personal with your audience, right? Because at the moment you're connect in that certain way, then they're gonna become buyers.
Yeah. And the other thing is you're showing the transformation. It's really clear. Point A to point B, where you are, where you were to where you are. And that helps people connect with the where they are to where they want to go. And that's really what we're selling here, right? It's not the information that we're selling the transformation. So when you sit on a beach or a mountaintop or whatever, is really cool, your new dirt bike, your new motorcycle, your new truck, and you start to reminisce about where you were, that makes it very easy for the audience to visualize themselves following in your footsteps, right?
Yeah, 100%. It makes it worthwhile. You get me? It does makes it worthwhile after at the end of the day, because you have accomplished so much. Sometimes we forget how much we have accomplished, and it's good to always reminisce and remember like where you came from. That's something
Yeah.
that I always say, like don't forget where you come from,
Yeah, that's something I need to do more in my content because obviously I remember the struggles, but that was, almost 10 years ago now. And it's like, oh, I forget that I should share these things more often because
Exactly.
that is a part of my history. It's still fresh in my mind, what it was like to, you talk about, people talk about living paycheck to paycheck, but we were in the restaurant industry and there was a time when I was waiting tables as well. It's like that's shift to shift, that's day to day that you're living, and that's even more stressful.